Good day, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the Loyal Sons podcast. We've been off for a couple weeks, it's working
Bang,
as working
bang.
professionals. We got our own things going on, so sometimes schedules don't line up, but we are back in the mix. I got my boy Aaron Duncan, got Stephen Frederick, and of course we got Denzel Johnson in the mix.
Good,
But
it's good.
like I said, we're ready to get back. Interesting time for us to be back. There's a lot of stuff going on. Craziness going on in the world, man. Like we thought we had everybody's attention with George Floyd, but as we saw, with Jacob Blake, still in the same place we was about a couple months ago. So got a good interesting show. We're gonna dabble a little bit. We're gonna talk about the NBA, everything that's going on with them right now, with the bubble and stopping the bubble, but deciding to come back. But yeah, Aaron, kick us off.
Yeah, man. You kind of touched on it a little bit. How we feel about a lot of the current events that's going on right now. We got Jacob Blake being shot in the back 7 times. Then we got a 17-year-old, I guess, renegade or whatever you want to call himself, going into a crowd of protesters and shooting people. White guy walking right past the police with an AR-15 like it's nothing, and police didn't do anything to stop it. So I know how we feel, but how do we want to express how we feel about the current events that we have going on?
All right, in reference to Jacob Blake, it just sucks that we keep having to have these conversations. It's like, when is it going to sink in? When are the cops going to finally realize that you can't go around just shooting people, unarmed people, for no particular reason? And like I kind of touched on Instagram the other day, like I get a lot of officers, black and white, slide in my DMs and say, oh, but he was walking away from the police and he was doing this. It was justifiable. We didn't know what he was going in the car for, whatever the situation is. But again, let's get to the human aspect of this. If that's your father, if that's your brother, if that's your uncle, what love family member or whatever, how would you feel if they emptied a clip on your family, That's that's unacceptable. There's no way you can tell me that's justifiable. And then you do it in front of his kids. And then you could have shot his kids. So it's just a lot of emotion. I know a lot of us are angry, but at the same time we're hurt because they just do not see the value in our lives. Thank God Jacob Blake is still alive, but unfortunately now he's paralyzed. You ruined his life. So, again, like I said, he's here. He can speak on the events, and I'm happy that when he's able to be fully recovered, he can actually speak on exactly what happened from his point of view. And we don't have to just look at it from cameras or whatever situation because he's no longer here with us. But it's just, when is it going to stop, man? That's just where my mind is. Like, stop trying to kill us and stop killing us. It's just that simple.
Yeah, man.
Go ahead, Steve.
It's hard even trying to find the right words to say because you keep saying the same things over and over and over, and you like, maybe if I say this different, or maybe if we do something different in the same scenario, it'll be a different outcome. But I mean, I just don't get it. Like, from what I understand, he was supposedly breaking up a fight between two females, and I can only assume at this point that the police just do what they always do, come on the scene and make some assumptions that he was being some type of aggressor or whatever the case was, and and things got out of hand. But I mean, it should have never came to that. Like, it was so many different options that the police could have took in that whole thing, to where he wouldn't have had to get shot. I mean, even if they could have put him in handcuffs or detained him, he still wouldn't have been shot. I mean, it's so many things. Tase him. It's just so many options that they had to choose from, and they still didn't do it. I mean, I just don't understand it. And like Denzel said, like, to do it in front of the kids, it's like, man, like, this is crazy. now their kids gonna be his kids for life. So they saw their father get shot for nothing. I mean, I don't even think that they came out and say if he's arrested or anything. Like, you know, I'm trying to figure out how did they shoot him. Like, might have said what was the reason he was shot. I mean, I believe they got into a little scuffle or whatever, but he got up, he walked away. Y'all could have tased him as he was walking away to his car. Like, if y'all felt that threatened, why not act before he gets to the car? I mean, I think I don't want to say this, but I mean, I think that was just their green light when he reached for that car door and they said, "Oh, that's it. You know, this is our ticket to go ahead and shoot him." I mean, it's sick, man, because this shouldn't be happening, and this keeps happening. And like, you would think like the whole George Floyd situation, that would have maybe created some type of culture shock for the police to, like, okay, maybe we need to tighten up and, you know, do things a little bit better. And like Denzel was saying, just be a little bit more human. Like, just look at people as humans. Like, you know, that's somebody's loved one, you know, just give them some type of compassion. It's sickening, man. Like these situations keep happening, and with George Floyd and all the light that came to the situation, it's like, dang, and they still just grabbed him by his shirt and shot him in the back. I mean, that's it. I'm trying to say that the George Floyd video was really shocking, but I don't know. This one might be even more shocking, just of, you know, how brutal it was. Yeah, I mean, you so close to the man where you can, you know, put him on the ground, anything, but you choose to shoot him 7 times in the back. I mean, I don't get it, man. So it's really hard to understand and figure out what we can do different, or, you know, what can be done differently besides, you know, defund the police and, you know, do away with these police unions, man, because it's sick, man. They got way too much power.
Mm-hmm. Man, I obviously feel the same way y'all do. And I posted something last night, damn near in tears, just saying, like, just pretty much just stop killing us. Like, and what pisses you off is people go back and research and try to make an excuse for somebody being killed or attempting to be killed. Like, they'll go back and research. Like, for one, non-compliance is not equal death. I don't know where the fuck that came from. I don't know who told white people that's a fact. Non-compliance is not equal death. It damn sure don't mean equal death when it's a white person who's not compliant.
Exactly. Right.
They get put in the back of the cop car. It might be forcefully, but they get put in the back of the cop car. We get shot instantly for something that may look like non-compliance, but that don't equal death. And then another thing, which I'm not gonna take credit for, but I saw it. It's too easy to become a police officer. It's too easy. Like, for me, my degrees in accounting, we got marketing, we got other degrees on here as well. We got to go to all kind of other courses that may not directly relate to our major, but it makes us a more well-rounded person. To be a police officer, you need to take psychology, you need to take sociology, damn sure need to take a criminal justice course. You don't just need to go to an academy and just sign up and say, you know what, I want to go protect and serve. No, because you're not equipped to do that. Because for one, you're scared. Right. And you don't understand other people. If you grew up, let's say somebody grew up in Inman, which I know I brag and boast about, but ain't shit in Inman. So if you're a white person from Inman and you only know Inman, but you become a Spartanburg County police officer, you're going to encounter a whole totally different type of person. And if you're fearful and you don't understand that person, you're not going to be equipped to try to detain them or most times even have a conversation with them. So I think it's too easy to become a police officer, man, and I'm tired of it, man. People don't understand, and it's people that don't look like us. They don't understand the mental trauma and everything. We got to get up after we just saw somebody that looks just like us get shot and killed or attempted to be killed. We got to get up and go to work the next day and act like nothing happened. Right. And I don't think people understand that.
Yeah, we live in a world that, you know, for me, it just gets crazier and crazier every day, it feels like. And I was in the same position as you when I posted what Doc Rivers had to say, and stuff like that. I heard the pain in his voice, and it hit home for me because me and Doc got a lot in common. You know, my dad was a cop for over 30 years. Mm-hmm. I'm not gonna sit up here and say that there's not good cops and there's not bad cops, because there damn sure is. And my dad was a cop, and he told me, "Oh, there's some bad people in this business," and it sucks because our skin is being looked at as a weapon. I feel like, for that 17-year-old kid to walk up and down the street with an AR-15, 17, you're not even old enough to own an AR-15, but can walk up and down the street, get handed a bottle of water. When I heard that, the first thing I thought about was back home in Charleston, the whole Dylan Roof thing.
Dylan Roof.
Mhm.
When they took his ass to damn Burger King
Mhm.
to get him, like, dude just massacred
People. Like, I
Yeah.
don't understand that. I mean, I ain't mean to cut in on you, George, but
Yeah.
that's just so crazy when you think about this man allegedly had at the time, killed 9 people, and he gets to go to Burger King.
Like nothing happened, bro.
Like nothing happened. Like, it's just insane. It's insane. I don't know what we have to do to stress to people that we are humans just like everybody else. And like you said, our non-compliance is not a death sentence. Just because you sworn to protect yourself does not make you judge, jury, and executioner.
Mhm.
And that's what that's what this whole fight is for, this whole message is for. Like, nobody's trying to just say, do away with police officers or do away with this stuff. No, we just want y'all to be held accountable. When y'all commit murder, y'all get convicted, stand trial, just like everybody else in America. If I commit murder, I gotta go to court and prove my innocence. If I'm guilty, I go to jail for the rest of my life.
Mhm.
Because you
Same
can't,
thing.
the badge does not make you immune to that shit. It doesn't. The badge does not give you a license to go around and just kill people and shoot people in the back in front of their kids.
Mhm.
That's 3 people that is traumatized for the rest of their damn life. He's ruined 4 lives.
Mhm.
Mhm.
4 lives are now ruined forever.
Jacob Blake paralyzed, the 3 kids traumatized.
Kids traumatized for the rest of their life. And it's just sad that we constantly have to keep talking about this, and we constantly have to keep bringing this stuff back up. And all we're literally asking for is to be treated as like that's too much to ask for.
It's like we gotta struggle and fight and yell and scream to be treated equal.
Yeah.
After all this that we've done for this country, it's shit crazy.
Like
Right.
for me, it's like for me, it's like, okay, we're normal, and the people and the white people and other people that understand the fact we're normal. It just baffles, there's literally a large contingent of the population in America that literally can't fathom the fact that, no, a black person can't be as equal as me. Like, that's the problem.
Mhm.
We're not the problem. That's the problem. You are the problem. The fact that you can't cope with that.
Mhm.
And you feel that somehow affects your life or your way of living, that you have to view everybody as equal.
Like, no, everybody?
Right.
Not everybody. Not everybody.
Not everybody.
Like, it's insane. Like, but it's like, it's the truth. Like, it's scary. Like, I gotta walk around here and act like I'm perfectly fine.
Mhm.
Walk around here and act like everything is just okay, and when it's not. And I was talking to somebody the other day, they were just like, it was a white person, they were just like, oh, like certain areas, and they was like neighborhoods up in Providence and stuff like that. And then they were just like, have you been around there? Just like, yeah, stuff like that don't bother me. Like, I feel more comfortable there than I do if I see a state trooper behind me.
Exactly.
I didn't
Exactly.
grow up here. Never. I barely know. I know a few people here. Can go anywhere and be comfortable and be fine and be like, hey, what's going on? But some blue lights get behind me. Oh, my heart is in my drawers.
Scared as hell.
Right. And the crazy thing about it is, you could just be getting something as simple as a speeding ticket or something like that, and that shouldn't cause that reaction. I mean, it's just something that's kind of has been placed in us for a while, and it's been kind of bred into us. Because, like, when you think about it, like, if you just speeding, man, you really shouldn't be that fearful of getting a speeding ticket, you know.
At
But
all.
it's just the fact of everything that comes with that, and being a black person and all the, you know, that comes behind that is creates that trauma. But it's sad that our reality, but it's true, man.
And
Because
it's crazy is that
we don't have no control. Like
we've all. I'm sorry, Aaron, keep going. My bad.
we don't have no control. Like that, even if it's just a speeding ticket or anything like that, the outcome of that conversation or altercation or whatever it may be, it's all dependent on the mood of the officer.
Mm-hmm.
If they're a regular person, it's going to be a simple conversation. Hey, you were doing this. I got to give you a ticket. I got to give you a warning, whatever it may be. If they having a bad day or they just don't like us because of the way we look, it can go to death. And that's what people don't understand.
I know I'm gonna go buy the haircut.
Yeah, yeah.
You might that might be me. I mean, you might can throw it back on me for profiling people, but I'm not gonna lie. When I see a certain haircut hop out that car, I'd be like, shit.
If it's a buzz with the little box at the top, you like, damn.
But you know what's crazy is that we're all from different places, and we can all say that we experienced something like that. Like Steve said, speeding tickets shouldn't turn into that. I remember my parents live in Allendale now, and especially in these little towns. I remember when
I've been there before, bro. I'd be scared down there.
There's nothing there. It's crazy. So I remember I just came out of the woods. That it instantly turns from woods into the town. So I didn't turn my bright lights off in time. I got pulled over. The cop asked me a million questions. It was Christmas, so I think it was a Christmas Eve or whatever. Asking me where did I get the gifts from in the back of my trunk? Did I pay for this car? Asking me things like that. And I could have reacted a certain way, but knowing that if I did act that way, I probably would have got shot and got killed. So I had to be as respectful as possible. I didn't make any sudden movements. Obviously, I did nothing wrong, so it was boom, 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 and I was gone. But why must you ask me where did I get these gifts from? Or is this my car? Did I steal the car?
I got it. I stole it. Everything's stolen.
Maybe because they're not used to seeing somebody like me in that part of town. But at the same time, like, that shouldn't matter. So it's just sad that we have to act that way. Him asking me real derogative questions like that, and I have to kind of be respectful so I don't get shot.
Exactly. Like,
let me bring some light to the conversation for just 1 second. Denzel got to go from Atlanta to Allendale. Do y'all understand how different of a spectrum that is?
Yeah, two totally different.
Right.
Totally different lifestyles right there.
Well, go ahead, George.
But like, I would say, like, yeah, I agree with them. Like, it's sad. Like, it's always like, oh, not like non-compliance. Cops need to be. There's certain things that I feel that I've been questioned, that I've been asked, should be taken to account. He needs to get suspended, not necessarily fired. Like, I've had cops literally come ask me, "Is this your car? It's the name on the registration, isn't it?" Like, really? Like what? Like what? If we have, you know, white listeners, which I hope we do, you know, I'm pretty sure none of y'all have never been asked that question, been pulled over by a police officer before. Is this your car?
And your response would be completely different from ours. I know it would.
Yeah, like
we have to say yes.
Yeah, that's what.
Yes, sir.
Go through on a stop. We get asked questions like that. Is this your car?
Officer.
So y'all want us to comply when we basically being belittled.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, y'all want us to comply and just be like, yes, sir, no, sir.
That's implying that you're a black person. Why do you have something? Why do you have a car? Why do you? I'll be honest, I've always had nice cars. Been fortunate enough to always have nice cars. Like, black people aren't allowed to have nice things. Like, not my fault, bro. Not. I work. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I work and I spend my money on what I want to spend my money on. It is what it is. If I decide to spend my money in my car, that's my business.
And we just, I don't know. And then for I forgot his name, for him to just the 17-year-old just be walking around.
Rittenhouse.
That's it. Came from somewhere completely different to be Batman. Came cross state lines to be Batman or whoever he fantasized on being, to come over there and stop people from tearing up property. It ain't even your property. Yeah, what the hell you care about it for? Like, what's the point?
I need the
You don't even live in that city. Like, come on.
Exactly.
I need
That's
the
what made it even
FBI to bring
worse.
him up on federal charges. I need him to be hit with federal
He
charges.
needed federal charges, hate crime.
That's
'Cause-
federal hate crime. You
It is definitely a hate crime.
state. That is a hate crime. You killed 2 people and shot another one. That is a hate.
Mhm. And it's on video.
You a
Right.
terrorist.
On video.
Terrorist.
You can't say you was in fear of your life. You had the rifle.
Right.
You couldn't have been in fear of your life. You had the rifle.
They said I think he had shot at somebody before. He got into that confrontation. That's what led to that. Him shooting because they was like trying to.
Yeah, they're trying to get him.
Yeah, they're trying to get him. He shot somebody, so they were trying to get him before he can get away. And then he got in a confrontation and shot 2 more people.
Shot 2 more people, right?
Like,
Crazy.
Crazy world we live in. And you see people on social media, even on the news, it's disgusting. Like, how do you, a newscaster in sleep at night, try to justify the actions of
Right.
no
Somewhere they call him like a vigilante, like
Yeah.
fight for justice or something. I'm like, what?
vigilantes?
Come on, man. Right.
Murderer.
Fucking murderer.
Murderer.
It's crazy, man. Then we saw a positive thing yesterday happen. All of the NBA pretty much boycotted all the games. Had some NFL teams boycott practice. Some baseball teams boycott games. How do we feel about the NBA stance? Now we've learned that they are going to start back. But how do we feel about the NBA players boycotting and then 2 teams even saying cancel the season? And the 2 teams are probably the 2 teams with the best chance of winning it, saying cancel everything, we done. How we feel about that?
Feel like it's again, the NBA being the forerunner, the leaders, with everything going on, showing that it's bigger than the sport. They were the first to when COVID occurred to shut down, and they were the first to actually allow their players to boycott the game. So it's really big to see that the sports teams are actually finally starting to recognize what's going on in the world. Even for football to cancel football practice, I didn't even know that. So that was news to me. So
I don't think the Giants did, but your real.
You know what? I wouldn't be surprised.
Your real team, the Jets, did. So
I wouldn't be surprised, man. Honestly, but it's just good to see that, especially with the NBA, the support that they have and the control that the players have. That's major. And even for the WNBA to do what they did, they actually have the shirts that had the 7 bullet holes in the back. That's such a powerful statement. And I'm sure again, we might have some white viewers. I'm sure some of you guys are looking like, oh, is that necessary? Why would they do that? Well, that's how we look when we're getting pulled over and getting shot and getting killed for no reason. That's unnecessary.
Exactly.
So I'm happy they took it there. I'm happy they took it to that extreme, because that's how severe it is. That's how dangerous it is out there for us. So, with that being said, once again, NBA, so I salute you. I salute everything they're doing. The players, the owners, and the commissioner. Just keep doing what you're doing, man. This is very big, and you guys are definitely setting an example for other sports leagues.
Yeah, I agree, man. The NBA has definitely kind of been ahead of the curve here on the last, a lot of things, a lot of recent events, really, from, like Denzel said, from the COVID, and then just being supportive of the players, and backing them with, social, equality, and things like that. So, I support the players, man. Like, if they're they're just humans like we are at the end of the day. They're majority of the NBA is, black men, people of color, and something like that. They're like I said, they're human too. So it's kind of a big shock to them to see something drastic happen. And although, they didn't get to maybe cancel the whole season, I still feel like they took their power and used it for at least a couple games, because the NBA makes a lot of money from their the revenue from ads during the commercials, during the playoffs, especially the playoffs. So I forget the percentage amount, but that's, a large percentage of the NBA revenue comes from that them ads during the playoffs. So, I mean, I think it was a good look just for them to say, we're serious about this, because they could have said, we're going to cancel the whole season if they really wanted to. And that's just how much power they have. So it was good to see, like, all the other leagues, even the tennis player, I forget her name right now. She said she didn't want to play her match.
Naomi Osaka, I think.
Yeah, Osaka.
Yeah.
And then I believe like the tennis, where they was playing the match at, they said they were going to, cancel or postpone the matches for the day. So it was just like a historic day, really, for all of sports. A lot of different players from different leagues and stuff supported the NBA. So it just goes to show, like, even though they may not think that they have a lot of leverage being in the bubble, they can still make a big stance and get a lot of traction going behind anything they decide they want to do. Just like, it was just kind of spur of the moment, and you see what happened just that quick. Like, basically all the major sports leagues were shut down, just off a kind of quick decision. So I support it, man. Like, I'm glad that they made this stance, and even though this season is still going on, it just goes to show that they have a lot of power, and they can use that power anytime that they want to, get some results. So I support it, man.
I think it was definitely a good look for the league to boycott yesterday and today, really. It just goes to show how much power that the NBA players do have. NFL players, unfortunately, don't have as much power. I think they probably do need to do a better job of kind of banding together on their end, become more unified, and maybe they would gain a little bit more power. But to see the NBA, NFL teams cancel practice, the WNBA definitely, and they've actually been at the front of a lot of movements. It's just not as popular as some of the other leagues, but the WNBA as well, and they just got to keep it moving, man. Figure out the next plan, the next step to their plan. With them coming back to continue playing, figure out what they need to do next to try to help better the situation that we all in. So moving forward, I think they did. It was great. Kenny Smith walked off set on live TV. That was a big move as well. It's a lot of positive things going on as far as in the NBA and sports in general, with players just taking a stand.
Yeah, I was very moved. Fully supported the brothers of the NBA taking a stance. These fellas have been at the forefront of most of these issues, and it's great to see. I was very proud. I was proud to be I'm always proud to be a black man, but I was really proud to be a black man at that point, to see them take that stance and them continue to make sure that, this fight and this message is not lost. And I think one thing that it also shed a light on was, them, realizing, okay, they're sacrificing a lot by being in this bubble and stuff like that, because they're away from friends, they're away from families, they're secluded. But I think what, their meeting this morning by deciding to come back kind of just showed, okay, the NBA is not the enemy here. The NBA as a league, as an organization, has done a great job, in the WNBA as well, supporting them in this, because the NFL has not been as supportive as, these other leagues has not been as supportive as the NBA has been. So I think it was good that the players are going to continue the playoffs and continue to use that platform, because like after, I look forward, to the OKC games with, to see what shoe Chris Paul is going to have on. I look forward to LeBron's interviews to see what topics he's going to hit on. I look forward to hearing from a lot of these guys, because they're using their media coverage and their media time to talk about things and not necessarily just really talk about the game and, what their message is and like what they've been wearing, like the shirts, like you touched on Denzel, and the hats that the Lakers wore that said, it was the MAGA colored hats, but it said arrest Breonna Taylor's murderers and stuff like that. And that message kind of got lost. And I get it because sometimes messages can't, because like that happened, but the only thing people were talking about afterwards was Dame. And I think what the players have to do is make sure that they're doing their part to control that narrative. And I think they're trying, but the media is going to, they're going to spend to get the clicks that they want to click and stuff like that. And I think players have to do a better job of unify and stuff like that. And talk about certain things, but I'm fully supportive. I'm glad Major League Baseball kind of woke up. Hockey, I think they canceled their game today, even though they played yesterday. But there's a few black people playing hockey. Like we out there. We ain't much of them. We out there. But a couple of those brothers spoke up and, about, hockey not doing anything, Major League Soccer stuff. Like, I think that's not getting enough coverage because Major League Soccer, I think they've done a great job of, one, getting through a bubble type system where they came back and played, but also supporting their players and supporting this whole movement and stuff like that. Major League Soccer's done an amazing job. I got to put them up there with the NBA, with the job that they've done. Just the NFL, man. NFL is that good old boy system. And I think, you mentioned it before. We were talking, ladies and gentlemen, before we started recording. That my Washington football team was one of the first teams to, announce that they were canceling practice. But for the longest, the Redskins were the last team to integrate. The Redskins, Washington football team was.
Whoa.
Yeah. Have it, man. Have it. But, name was tied up in controversy. But if you look at what they've done in the last couple months to turn that around, you got the first. And it's kind of shocking. 2020. 2020 is the first president of the NFL franchise.
Crazy.
Like, I was happy for him. And I was happy for him. I was happy to be a fan of the franchise. It was a proud moment. But then after the happiness, logic sat in, and I was just like,
well,
it's 2020, and he's the first black president of all NFL franchises? Like, how?
And they got all these black players coming through.
Yeah.
Like, how? How? But, neither here nor there. I mean, that's something that – no, I'm not going to say neither here nor, because that's some shit that needs to continue to
it needs to be.
And I would just, like I said, I'll give you a second, but we have a Hispanic American Latino head football coach. We have 2 women vice presidents. We have a female that runs our social media account, and we have a black female assistant coach on staff. Like,
that's dope.
So we always talk about, teams coming out and making statements and stuff like that. I got to take my hat off to my football team, my favorite football team, and my team that I support for actually putting action behind their statements. They actually went out and effectively made change and diversified their entire, not just coaching staff, but their entire organization. And that's how things need to be done. And granted, the owner's about to be in some mess for some
I wasn't gonna break it up, but he about to be out of there anyway.
Yeah, so they about to. To be honest, I still to this day don't know how he's still the owner of that team. I don't know how they haven't forced him out. But then that goes back into the whole systemic system, like
money.
That's what I was gonna touch on, man. Like the Dallas Cowboys shit is really, really deeply in my heart. Otherwise, I would have been said fuck the Cowboys. I've always been able to separate because I grew into it. Literally, I was born into being a Dallas Cowboy fan. There's no new Cowboy fans. We ain't won nothing in years. There's no reason to be a new fan. But I've always been able to separate Jerry Jones and the Dallas Cowboys. But I'm gonna be completely honest, the shit is getting harder and harder to do when you have him coming out saying, well, I want players to compromise and be able to do something. There's no compromise. There's no compromise. If they want to kneel, if they want to boycott, they have the right. They have every right to do it. It's becoming harder and harder to continue to support, even though my support doesn't go directly to him, he's still linked forever to the Dallas Cowboys, and it's hard. I'm just being completely honest. I can't ever say I'm gonna be like, nah, I don't like the Cowboys. It's not my team, because it's in me. But it's getting harder and harder, man. It's rough. It's rough out here being a Cowboys fan, man. I ain't even talking about the losses. But moving on, man. To get on the lighter side of things, who's been the most impressive in the bubble? Which player has been the most impressive in the bubble so far?
Ooh. Oh, man.
You know what? I would have said Damian Lillard, especially for the push that the Blazers did getting into the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
But since the playoffs started, I can't take it away from Luka. Luka is a problem, man. You know, and that step back 3 to win the game, like cold.
Yeah.
And the confidence he had.
That's what I love. I love the confidence.
He's not known as a 3-point shooter. I mean, he can shoot it, but that's not his thing. That's not his game.
Nah, he only like 30% from out there.
And he took it with all the confidence in the world, like.
And he talking junk. After every bucket, he looking over there talking. He even looking at Pat Bev, who not playing, and said, "Keep talking, keep talking."
You know what? And for this to be his first run, you know, like it's eventually going to end because the Clippers are going to close it out. We know that. But what they're building,
I don't know that.
They're going to close it out.
They're going to close that thing out. They're going to close that out.
We shall see.
What they're building there, if they keep that nucleus, Luka, if they keep Luka, they keep Porzingis, and probably get some more shooters.
And they need a goon or an enforcer.
They definitely need
the professional way to say it. They need an enforcer.
They do need an enforcer. And you know what? You have a championship caliber team there. You have it. You have everything you need. So I'm actually very interested in seeing their growth in the next few years if they're able to keep that nucleus together. But just what he's doing right now, regardless, you cannot take away from it.
Okay, you say Luka. Steve, who you got? Playoff P?
Nah. Definitely don't got playoff P.
Playoff P or pandemic.
That's pandemic.
Pandemic.
He do not get my vote. I mean, I like the Luka pick. That's a good, solid pick. I think he probably would have been my runner-up. But to me, man, the most impressive Donovan Mitchell.
Yeah. 2 years ago, say Donovan Mitchell. Yeah, he's doing some things.
And the only reason I say as far as like impressed, I mean, because it's a lot of stars out there, and I know what those guys can do. But as far as his consistency and
what 2 50-point games?
Exactly.
2 50-point games, 4 30-plus point games.
Exactly. I mean, he like literally keeping the Jazz in every game. Like, they're not being blown out because he just. I mean, matter of fact, the Nuggets, the defense is kind of trash, but he's still
50 still a lot.
He's still 50 points putting that up. That's still a lot of points, and to do that like within a couple games. He did, but he also put 50 up too on the same player. So I mean, they're both going back and forth at each other.
They both saying your turn.
So yeah, I mean, just a young guy. He played out there in Utah. You don't really get to see a lot of him, but just to see him on a nightly basis and get this.
He got to get out of Utah.
Yeah, I think he's gonna be a star, man. If he can get out of Utah and land anywhere, a mid-market team or something like that, he's gonna be a star. But
definitely not going to the Knicks.
They don't have a bad team.
They don't. That's the thing about it.
It's just Utah.
It's just Utah, and they also in the West. I mean, they have some good talent, but they don't have enough talent to make them that elite team in the West. So, he's been my player I've been impressed with the most as far as especially in the bubble.
Yeah, that was definitely my runner up. But I knew you was gonna go that way, but it hit me the 30+ point games every game that he's been playing in the playoffs, and those 50 point games. Like, wow, that really slipped my mind there. But what got me was that dagger,
that game winner. That game winner. I got you.
So we got Luka, we got Donovan Mitchell. George, who you got?
I like the Luka pick. I really like
it.
Luka probably.
We finally agree.
Yeah, I really like the Luka pick. Donovan was a solid. Like Donovan playing. My most impressive player didn't make the playoffs. My most impressive player,
Devin Booker.
Devin Booker. Devin Booker. Yeah.
Ah,
See, if
Respect.
I didn't
Devin
include
Booker-
him because if they still would have been in the playoffs, I probably would
Hey,
have said him.
Devin
But
Booker led his team to 8-0.
undefeated. Undefeated.
Bubble. Should have been MVP, but didn't make it. His team didn't get in the play. But like for me, I'm not holding that against it because he did everything that he was supposed to.
he
do.
could. Yeah, he did.
He led his
He did.
team
Game winner over
Playoff P.
over playoff.
playoff P
Pandemic.
and Sleepy Kawhi.
Playoff MVP. Why? Like, Booker put the league on notice that he's
Coming. He's
He
coming.
like Donovan Mitchell though. He got to get out of Phoenix.
Yeah.
Otherwise they just wasting they prime. With I guess they would be at the beginning of their prime. They wasting their time because you just gonna fight. And you're not gonna get nowhere.
Yeah, nothing.
Devin Booker's gonna be a top 5 player in this league for a very long time. Once
Oh yeah,
like
him and Luka.
Like
Yeah.
him and Luka are the future of the NBA. Like
I say him, Luka, Zion, and John.
mhm.
That's the league pretty good right there. Jason Tatum, I'll put him up there too.
Tatum, yeah.
Yeah.
But
Donovan.
yeah, like Devin just
Oh yeah.
Jamal Murray too, man.
There's
Jamal
a
Murray.
lot of young talent.
Murray got to play defense, man. But
He don't play no defense.
offensively, he's up there. If he can just play a little bit of defense, he'll be straight.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, he gets cooked.
My vote for most impressive.
Can it be a surprise? Can it be a surprise, everybody?
You want me to give you a surprise? Let me think.
Hope you
Let me
gonna
think.
I want you to
say
give
AD.
us who you
Hope you were saying AD.
You want me to give you who I really think has been the most impressive?
Oh yeah. Honestly, let's get your honest opinion here.
LeBron James.
Oh,
Let me tell you why. For one, it's year 17. You got to take that into account, and then look at what he's doing. His energy, because I'm being real. People love to give AD credit. If the Lakers lose, Bron get all the credit. If they win, AD get all the credit. If you look, AD is not always there mentally. He up, he down, but when he's on. He not gonna miss. Bron's energy is what's keeping AD locked into the game. It's been a few games, especially the last two. AD really didn't show up to like the second half. One of the game really was the third quarter. He finally showed up and he just started smacking them. But every other thing else is going straight off LeBron vibe. Man getting triple double. Man pulling up. He logo LeBron now. Everybody talking about logo Dame and logo Steph. He logo LeBron now. He pulling up from out there.
So
The only thing you can say about Bron bad right now is his barber is not in the bubble.
yo,
So you gonna forget about them games he had earlier, before the playoffs started. You gonna forget about those games, huh? Those gonna count.
it's clear.
No, I'm not counting those because for one, the Lakers had their spot clinched when they got off the bus to go to the bubble. All those 8 games were only supposed to. They were trying to figure out which lineups and which rotations they was going to use, and they finally decided they were just going to use what they had before the playoffs, and then they'll just put Waiters and JR in when they feel like it.
right. Barely get any time.
Yeah, those 8 games was to figure out who was going to play what minutes. They weren't trying to win. The games they wanted to win, they won. The Clippers game, they won. The game where they had to come back and beat the Nuggets to clinch, they won.
Mm-hmm.
Everything else was just ain't matter.
They were trying to get JR up to speed, and they were trying to figure out what Dion Waiters had left in the tank, and they wanted to get the Morris twin some burn.
Yeah.
What do you want to do? That's all the first 8 games of the bubble were for the Lakers. Frank Vogel, we were just sitting out there trying to figure stuff out.
Now, it backfired game 1 because they weren't ready for game 1, and Portland had been playing lights out since they got there because they have a choice. So game 1, Portland came out, and they shocked them, and that's what it took to get them back right.
Right.
I knew the Lakers were probably going to lose game 1 because Portland had so much energy. They had so much, they were like excitement. They were running off pure.
So much momentum. It was funny.
And then once the Lakers got that first win, and then they were like, "Oh, these cats real."
Melo's in the corner. I told y'all. But I kept telling people, man, it was like, y'all ain't ready. I said, do y'all see Nurkic's face when it's a stop ball, a dead ball? That man is tired, bro. That man done. Nurkic is a 7-footer throwing floaters on a pick and roll. That's how tired he couldn't go in there no more. He was tired, man.
You can't bang with with Dwight and JaVale and Anthony
Yeah,
Davis the
man,
whole
he can't.
game.
He can't do
Whiteside
that, man.
Whiteside either. Offensively, Whiteside can't do it. But
Yeah, he can't do
defensively, he's been impressive.
Oh yeah, he's a problem on the defensive end now.
Yeah,
But I will say, Bleacher Report made me so happy today. They posted that picture of Damian Lillard on the airplane with his son. So no matter when they start back in the bubble, Lillard is gone. He gone.
Lillard went back.
He gone. So that means let's go ahead and wrap that one up and keep it moving.
Yeah, they need to go ahead and wrap that series up, man. That last game, I knew that game was over the first quarter, man. How the Lakers came out.
I mean, I enjoyed it, but I got to go to bed early that night.
Yeah.
Then Houston, OKC, they're gonna tie each other out.
They are.
By the time they get to the Lakers, they're gonna be gassed.
But they don't have
been really watching them like that. Has Westbrook still not playing?
Yeah, he out.
Like something must be really bad.
It's just I forgot what they said.
Quad injury or something like that.
But even if Houston pulls out, man, they on the inside they have nobody. Their tallest players like 6'7". It's gonna be easy. Well, I ain't gonna say easy. Nothing is easy. But AD is just gonna get off. They don't have nobody that can guard him.
They'll get murdered.
They gonna put PJ Tucker on him, and it's not gonna work.
Yeah. Come on, man.
He gonna foul out.
Quick.
People make fun of JaVale, but JaVale's gonna eat in that series because they have legitimately nobody.
Lobs all day.
All day.
Or Dwight. So
the better matchup it will be probably OKC, but we'll see if they can get past Houston.
Yeah.
But they've been playing Houston pretty tough though. So
yeah, Chris Paul. People sleep on Chris Paul, man.
I just want Chris Paul to keep going to hopefully South Carolina State make it on one of the shoes.
Exactly.
Right. That's what I was looking for.
If he
hopefully
hits that early.
But you know what? He's from North Carolina, so he's a hater. He's a hater.
No, I think he'll put State on the shoe if he
probably will.
Somebody needs to get in his DM. Hey, he got a school in South Carolina.
Right.
he put A&T on the shoe, I bet.
He showed up with Morris on his shoes, so I might be mad as hell.
Oh yeah.
A&T was probably the first one, I think.
Yeah, I think A&T always first, man. Then with Howard or Hampton.
Showing Morris or Voorhees, I'm gonna be like, yo.
Hey, who sent you those?
Right. Voorhees, wow.
But so we had a vote for Luka, we had a vote for Donovan Mitchell, Devin Booker, and I surprised everybody and said LeBron James.
Mm-hmm, right.
If I wasn't gonna go LeBron, I was gonna say Dame. Before Dame got hurt, and that's including his finger, Dame was unstoppable. I mean, you can't guard him. And then with the high pick and roll, they set that so high, basically at half court. He got so much room to just do whatever he want to do. Mm-hmm. And hell, I give Melo if they had comeback player of the year for Bubble, I get that to Melo.
Oh yeah,
I think Melo
showed his worth.
Melo proved to people. All the people was talking junk. I put on Facebook, I said Melo deserves a farewell tour, and people was talking junk. Man, Melo been balling like this for years. You think he deserve one?
Right. He deserves it.
Y'all think Melo deserve one?
I think he deserved it. He had all the things he had to endure in New York. He deserves it.
I think Melo deserves a farewell tour, man.
Hey, I ain't sold on that just yet.
Hey.
Cause he ain't got a ring.
He got no ring, no MVP, no deep nothing.
No deep playoff runs.
No All-Star MVP.
He went to the Western Conference Finals.
One time.
Melo.
I like Melo. Don't get me wrong. Only thing
Melo's problem, he chased money early on in his career. LeBron and Dwayne Wade told Melo, sit your ass down. We all gonna go to Miami and we're gonna win championships. Melo said, hold on, what about the money?
Right. I believe he's a Hall of Fame player, but I don't know if he deserves a farewell tour. I don't.
Yeah, it was supposed to be him, not Bosh.
Mm-hmm.
We know. We all know that.
And Melo said, nah, I'm staying there for a little while and spend his money. I got Lala needs something new.
Lala getting hit by Jacob Lattimore on the Shy.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Shout my show, man.
She's just known for getting it in on TV right now. That's all.
Melo can't watch nothing we watch.
That's what keeps her employed.
But I will say she's a better actor in The Chi than she was on Power.
Yeah, she is.
I will say that. She's
Yeah,
got
she not bad on the shot at all. Yeah.
She's much better on The Chi.
I expected her to ruin that wedding.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah,
I was waiting.
expected something. I saw somebody was gonna say something. I thought
I was waiting. Sidetrack. Y'all watch P Valley? I know we get sidetracked.
I've watched it. I watched it.
I tried to watch it.
I caught a glimpse of one episode, and when I saw a dude was about to hit that tranny, I was like, "Oh no!"
Yeah.
Hey,
I'm sorry.
I knew it was coming.
And yo, you know what? I'm sorry.
Yeah.
We might have some tranny viewers. I don't know. I'm just saying.
Yeah, I'm putting it out there. If that's your thing, that's your thing.
Yo, that's your thing, but it's not my thing. It's not my thing at all. I'm sorry.
Man, that's Uncle Clifford. That's the character's name, Uncle Clifford.
That's just what I was gonna say, man. If y'all can get past Uncle Clifford, man.
Listen, man. It's Mercedes, it's Mississippi. If y'all can just get past Uncle Clifford, y'all all right.
But you know what? What was crazy is I fell asleep watching something, and the show was playing while I was asleep. So when I woke up, I'm like, "What's going on?"
Oh, you woke up at the wrong time.
Oh, what's my wrong? I'm like,
oh boy, that's a hell of a scene to wake up on.
Right. I was like, "What am I watching?"
The same thing happened to me, bro. Like, I was chilling with my homegirl, and we just like watching it. Like she was watching, I'm on my laptop, and the next thing you know, I look up, like, "What are you watching?" She was like, "I'm trying to get you to watch this P Valley." I'm just like, "The hell is P Valley?" I said, "Whoa!"
You know, like I said, maybe if I caught it from the beginning, maybe.
Yeah, man, you got it. Now you know when that scene come up. So watch it from the beginning and then skip over that scene. You'll be all right.
Right. I might give it a try one day. We'll see.
George, but how we
sound good.
He ain't go for it.
Jumping back into it, man. How we feel about Bron's legacy, including like everything he's doing as an activist, and also how this bubble is going to end up as far as champions. How we feel like that's going to affect Bron's legacy.
Let me take it this way.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I've said this before, and I'm gonna keep saying it again. LeBron is LeBron. Michael's Michael. I got into a debate with I guess one of my young mentees or whatever. He's constantly putting LeBron this, LeBron that, saying, "Oh, LeBron has never been out the first round. Michael's been out the first round plenty of times." Again,
that is a fact. I know that's not neither here nor there.
How many times LeBron lost in finals? And that's all I got to say. Shut it down right there. But we're not going to go that route. We're not going to go that route.
How you get credit for not even go? How you gonna hate from the outside of the party? You can't even get in.
Hey, all that matters is what you do when you get there, right? All right. So, but
that's what they say.
Like I said, neither there. You know, Michael's Michael, LeBron's LeBron. LeBron, to me, bigger than basketball. It's bigger than basketball. What he does in the community, how fearlessly he speaks out, especially with situations like this, how he didn't even mind canceling this season, knowing he's in year 17, knowing he's getting older, knowing he doesn't have too many opportunities like he has now. You have, again, I said it before, you got to respect the man. You know, that's his legacy to me. The championships, the MVPs, changing the whole view of some of the team. But at the end of the day, it's what are you doing as a human being? What is you doing as a man? And you have to respect what he does. The school, speaking out on social justice. And once I said it before, I'm going to say it again. Willing to cancel the NBA season when your team has a hell of a shot to win the championship. That speaks volumes.
Hell of a shot. Favorites.
Hate him or love it. Hate it or love it. You got to respect it.
Yeah, man, I'm gonna jump in and say, with all the humanitarian work that LeBron does, I think that will give him a little boost in as far as how he's looked at as a basketball player too. Just all around, Let me just say that first of all, he is one of the best players to ever play the game. I got to give him that credit there. He may not be my favorite or my GOAT, but he's still one of the he's one of the most talented players ever to play the game. Like I was saying earlier, with all his humanitarian work, I think of course, looking back on things, he'll probably get way more love for doing all the things that he's doing now. Down the line, probably when he retire and stuff like that. And, people be looking back on his legacy and say, well, he may not have won the most championships, but he, did a lot of work in the community, so I think that'll definitely boost his legacy off the court. Just as far as the whole bubble thing, I do honestly think this was LeBron's or will be LeBron's last legitimate shot at a championship as far as like being a favorite. Yeah. I mean the West, it's a lot of young talent in the West, man.
Getting older,
like,
man. Body's taking
he's getting older. I mean, he'll probably play a couple more years, but as far as like them being favorites to win it all, I don't know. I think this is the last year for them as far as, because I don't think AD gonna be able to carry that team, the next couple of years as far as with LeBron, he's still gonna be there. He's still gonna be LeBron, but at some point it's gonna be a changing of the guards, and AD
to interject, Steve. If they see that LeBron's falling off, it's the Lakers. They're gonna get Dame. They're gonna get Booker. So I'm not gonna say it's their last chance.
Hey,
well, I'm not saying the Lakers.
The weather's great in LA, and I ain't even been here that long.
As far as the chances with LeBron and how things are structured now, if they go out and get them another superstar guard, then maybe they probably have a better chance, because then LeBron can give up some of their responsibilities of scoring, handling the ball so much. He got to do a lot to make that team run. But I say right now, this is, to me, I don't know, you guys probably don't agree, but I just think this is his best last chance as far as like being a favorite and getting the top seed and all that, unless they go out and get somebody else down the line. But I just still think his legacy in as far as a whole, I think just some of the work he's doing in the bubble will probably just, make people look at him a little bit more in a better light. It's still, people are always still going to go back and forth between who's the best between him and Jordan. And I think that's the bubble is really not going to help his legacy as far as if he does win a championship. Like, is he still going to be compared to MJ as far as, the greatest of all time? I don't know. I don't think him winning a championship now will give him a leg up on Jordan. But it'll improve his legacy, but I still don't think it's enough to boost him to be the greatest of all times. Like Denzel says, what have you done in the finals? MJ undefeated in the finals.
Perfect.
So
He was playing people that work at IKEA. But anyway,
you get out of here.
As the big LeBron fan, I'll go next and let you go last on this topic. When it comes to LeBron James's legacy, LeBron James's legacy is what his slogan is. It's more than an athlete. LeBron James, I think, I can't ever say that he was or wasn't, but I don't really think LeBron James is chasing Michael Jordan when it comes to GOAT status. I really don't think that's in the back of his mind. That's something for us to, as sports fans, to continue to debate. But when I think of LeBron James's legacy, I think of Bill Russell, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Jim Browns, even Muhammad Ali. Even though I feel the new age Muhammad Ali is Colin Kaepernick, but that's another conversation for another day. LeBron James is going to end his career as one of the greatest and most impactful athletes to ever play his or her sport. His impact that he's going to leave for what he did on the floor and for what he did for his community outside of the floor, what he did for Black people, will go unrivaled and untouched. The guy just puts, action behind everything that he talks about. behind the schools, behind, doing the things for the voting, like paying for the fees for, Florida tried to put the thing out, well, ex-cons can vote. They just got to pay this fee first. Okay, we'll fix that. We'll pay everybody fees. What's the excuse now? Encouraging, arenas across the country to open up as polling stations, getting with, the NBA and some of the other players and the owners to open up the arenas to be polling stations during COVID so they can stop voter suppression, so that we can take that out of the way. Like, the dude is just on another level and stuff like that. I'm not going to say that doesn't make him better or greater than Mike, because when you're talking about his legacy at this point, I don't really think or can really want to put it in a competition. One thing I can say about Michael Jordan, I can honestly say Mike was different. Yeah, Mike had his thing with the political thing back in the day, but if you look at Mike now, and if you talk to people that know Michael Jordan, they'll say Michael's always been a giver. Michael's just not a vocal person. And I can accept that. Like, if you're not comfortable, it takes a strong person. You have to be comfortable within yourself and comfortable within your skin to take those onslaughts. And I think we have to understand that, we always put a big thing on mental health and stuff like that. Some people's mental just not there to say, okay, I'm going to be this voice of reason, this voice, and speak up. If Mike wasn't comfortable enough to do that, but at the same time, Mike was cognitive enough, no, I got a shit ton of money. So if I care about these things and I want to uplift these things, I'm going to make sure I put my money where I'm not comfortable putting my voice. And as you see, Mike did come out recently and voice on some things and talk about some things and stuff like that. And you can kind of tell, like, oh yeah, that's been built up for a while. And he kind of, and he said his piece and he went about it. He's true to who he is as a person. So it's like, I respect Mike for that. And I'm not going to compare the two of them saying LeBron James is a way better social justice activist than Michael Jordan. This isn't a competition here. Right? Mike does his things his way. LeBron does things his way. LeBron James his legacy is going to be LeBron James. We've never seen anything like this. Somebody that dominated on the floor, was a positive role model, and did amazing things in the uplift the community, whether that's community centers, schools, everything. So it's going to be
put his whole team on.
And put his whole team on, like uplifting Black people. So like, his legacy is just going to go down right now. It's LeBron James more than an athlete, and it is what it is. Like, Michael Jordan just wanted to play basketball and be an athlete, and that's cool. Michael wanted to do that, and we can't hold it over Mike's head that Mike didn't want to do certain things our way. Mike did things Mike's way, and that's fine. Like, Mike was one of the biggest contributors to the African American History Museum in DC. Like, they didn't announce it until it was done, but the people just like, yeah, Mike's been behind this project since it got off the ground. Like, but he just wanted to be Mike. Like, and it's philanthropists across the world that always give money, and they just say, hey, this is anonymous.
Just take this money, right?
Take it. I don't want nothing named after me. I don't want nothing. No, just take it and use it for what you want to use it for. So.
And it's tax deductible.
That helps. Oh, it's on me?
It's on you, brother.
I think this go back to episode 1, man. When I said, why do I think LeBron James is the GOAT? I said it then. It's bigger than basketball. I incorporate all that. As far as basketball, I personally believe the things he's done on the court equates him to being the GOAT in my book. I think he's been the most scrutinized player, definitely the most scrutinized basketball player that we've ever seen. Just for example, Bron can have 10 points in a blowout win. They're going to say Bron only had 10 points. Jordan can score 63 and get swept. Nobody going to say he got swept. They're going to say he put up 63 against the strong Celtics. But he got swept. Nobody.
Celtics, bro.
He got swept. He got swept.
Legendary Celtics,
They're superstars.
bro.
Both of them superstars. You know they're gonna get criticized. And
They won the final year, man.
Hey.
Hey, The man got swept. That's all I saw. He got swept. But anyway, I'm not gonna make it a debate between Jordan because it's about Bron right now. Hey, man, what he does on the court speaks for itself, but off the court is even bigger, man. Y'all pretty much touched on everything. The school, the money he donates, I don't think people speak on it enough. He put his whole team on.
Exactly.
He didn't go out there. I mean, originally he had to go out there and get an agent and get everything figured out. But once he sent Rich Paul out to get his education and Mav out to get his education, he brought him back and said, Rich, when Rich said, I'm going to start my own agency, Bron said, cool, I'm going with you.
Right.
That's somebody, he put his whole team on. Now his whole team is millionaires. So, I mean, to think about that, and then he's an example of, we don't have, well, kids today have a lot more, but us growing up, we didn't have a lot of positive examples of black male fathers just, being a strong role model for their kids. He's that for his kids and a lot of other kids out there as well. So I think everything he does, man, you look at somebody that came in the league at what, 17, 18? The worst thing people could say about him is he went bald or he's balding. That's it. That's the worst thing people can say. And that the decision was held. That was a charity event. The decision. So
I never had a problem with the decision. Let me put that.
I didn't either.
My only beef was
I didn't either.
My Lakers had just won the championship, and they down in Miami having a damn pep rally. Talking some, it's gonna be easy.
It was supposed to be easy.
Supposed to be.
They didn't take into account that Dirk was gonna come out there and hit every damn shot.
I ain't never cheered for Dallas Mavericks so hard in my life.
Like I said the other, when I started the segment with one of my mentees, he also posted that it's going to be spoken on how one team put together a whole squad just to beat one man. And we're going to say they're not lying. And I said, they're lying because that team was drafted and they picked up one free agent superstar to beat LeBron. Yes, they picked up one free agent superstar.
Who are you talking about?
When we're going to talk about this again, when in Miami they had to bring in two other superstars to join the superstar, and they still lost to the Mavericks.
Do you know why that LeBron went to Miami?
I know why he went to Miami.
The Boston Celtics, because he was kicking Paul Pierce's ass. That Paul Pierce wasn't winning anything. Yes, he was kicking Paul Pierce's ass. Paul Pierce wasn't winning anything. Ray Allen wasn't winning anything. And where he was at, Milwaukee, he wasn't winning anything. They came together first.
He was in Seattle.
Okay, Seattle. They came together first. That's why Bron went to Miami. Otherwise,
okay, I respect that, but it's when people put posts out like that. That's a lie. Steph was drafted. Clay was drafted. Draymond was drafted.
It's not a lotto. It's not a lotto. You act like they went. You act like they went out and got Iman Shumpert. They went out and got the second best player in the league.
Okay, listen. What they're implying is that the Warriors went out there and put together a team, kind of like how Miami did, put together a team. It's not the same.
It is the same.
It's not the same.
The Warriors had the two greatest shooters in NBA history, arguably, and they went out and got the second best player in the league, probably a top 5 player of all time, top 10 maybe, on their team to beat one guy.
If you have the money to do it,
they didn't go get him.
They still did it.
They didn't go get him. They had the salary cap space.
Yeah.
They said, hey, I see y'all got salary cap space.
Yeah.
Mind if I join up with y'all?
Right. Either way.
No. So they called the Hamptons 5 for no reason.
Huh?
They called the Hamptons 5 for no reason. They didn't all meet up in the Hamptons and have a conversation about joining up to beat Bron.
It doesn't matter how it happened.
It don't matter.
One superstar.
It's not. One superstar would have been, okay, let's get Melo to come here and ball with us. That's one superstar. You got one of the greatest players ever. And you a KD fan. I know you know this. That's why you laughing. They went and got one of the greatest players ever and said, come over here. Hell, we got 3 people now. What can they do?
Hey, if the Cavaliers were able to get KD, they would have tried to get him too.
Yeah, no doubt. I'm not saying that.
Right. Okay.
I'm not. But you can't make it seem like it's nothing. Like, hey, let's go out and get Harrison Barnes.
They gave up Harrison Barnes to go get.
Exactly.
They essentially traded Harrison for KD.
It was like, Harrison, you got to go.
That would be like, essentially, it's like Brooklyn now. They got KD, they got Kyrie. That's like Devin Booker going there now, or shit, even worse than that. Like if you like, it'd be unstoppable. Like literally, there's nothing you could do, and everybody knew that. It was just, had the Warriors played anybody else in the finals. Not talking about Toronto, but during that run, people would have been like, "Oh yeah, it's too stacked, man. Don't nobody want to watch that. Don't nobody want to watch that. They're gonna blow them out." But since they was playing LeBron, everybody tuned in like, "Hell yeah, let's watch this."
I mean, he's supposed to be one of the greatest of all time, so that's what you got to face up against. You know?
Hey, he got him when it was even.
Listen,
when it was even, he got him.
That team, regardless of what they did, we said this before, regardless of what they did in the regular season, they were beatable and they got beat. And the year before that, if Kyrie played and if Kevin Love played, who knows? They probably would have lost that one too.
No, I don't want to hear that now. No, I don't want to hear it now. I didn't hear it back. I didn't hear it back then.
We're just being real here. We're just having a real conversation now. You know, regardless of how we felt in the time.
I think they still would have won.
Hindsight is 2020. We can be real about it.
I think they still would have won the first one.
It would have been close. It would have been close. Brown was just on one that whole series. So if he had any help, it might have been bad.
They probably would have won 7 games again. Should have won 6.
They go 6, and he led in every category. But Andre Iguodala got MVP. But yeah, man, it's bigger than basketball for me, man. The things he continues to do, like me as a LeBron fan, when I see that he say cancel the season, I'm like, oh wait.
Right. Yeah, I think.
Wait. I know there's a lot going on. Trust me, I know. I'm living it too. But wait, this year 17, we ain't got that many more.
Right.
But like y'all said, man, you got to respect that, especially coming from him. But he knows he's the leader of the league. He knows pretty much what he says for the most part. The players will follow suit as long as it's something that's not crazy. So he got to be the leader in that. But I'm low key selfishly glad that they're gonna continue playing.
I'm not gonna lie. As a Laker fan, it's been a long time for us. I was like, come on, we need this one.
And they rolling too?
We need this one. This one,
yeah, man.
This one will hold me off for another about a good 6-7 years. If we can win this, I want to expect nothing for the franchise for a long time. We win this one.
Oh, if Bron get 4, yeah, people already can't tell me shit now. He got 3. If he get 4, I'm not even having to go debate no more. I don't care what people say. Jordan got 6. Oh, well, so I like 4-piece combos.
Kobe got 5.
First of all, you don't even have a team, Denzel. You have no dog in this fight.
Hey, I grew up with the Bulls too. Get out of here.
Yo, you should have grew up hating the Bulls. You a Knicks fan.
No, Jordan. Listen, Jordan was my favorite player. The Knicks was my hometown team. I had to go with the hometown team, but everybody in that time was a Bulls fan. Let's be real. You had to.
I'm not going to lie. I did root for the Bulls, but I was a BJ Armstrong fan. However, everybody notices Jordan. I'm being dead serious.
I'd have believed you if you said Pippen.
No, I'm dead serious.
Longley.
No, Longley.
BJ,
y'all got to give BJ some credit. BJ was all right. Yeah.
BJ Armstrong was pretty
legit. BJ like 6'4", 6'5" point guard.
Yeah, he was pretty good, man.
Right.
He was pretty good.
Yeah, he was pretty good.
He got what? Two or three of them?
He got 3. He got 3. He got the first 3.
Well, my boy.
Now that second 3-peat, everybody was on Jordan, and that was pretty much just his team. So,
but y'all, my boy Anton just got married recently, so we was all sitting out there together in Atlanta, and you never had one of those moments where you just sitting there and you just look at one of your boys from growing up and remember something dumb they did during your childhood.
Oh yeah.
I'm sitting there looking at Casey, and Casey looking at me. What are you looking at me for? I was like, remember you used to debate me that Steve Francis was better than Kobe Bryant?
You know what? Steve Francis was my boy too, man. When you think about those players that we had growing up. We had Tracy, we had Stevie, we had AI, we had Vince. We had so many players, man. It's amazing that some of them we don't even acknowledge them anymore.
Steve Francis was not on Kobe Bryant's level.
No.
But
But
you know what?
The league is getting back to that, though.
How many of you guys, when you used to play live back in the day,
Yeah.
just to make a team of all the best players? And I guarantee you Steve Franchise was on your squad.
I was never really
For
a
a
big
couple
Steve
years.
Francis fan.
Couple years.
I wasn't a huge fan.
T-Mac was on my team. T-Mac was legit.
Yeah.
T-Mac was on my team. AI was on my team. Shaq, KG.
He damn cheater. He had all of them in knit uniform.
Yeah. and you know what? And I was the creative player, and I was a 7 foot. I was KD. I was a 7 foot dude that could dribble and knock down.
Then shoot threes.
I'm not gonna lie. I feel like every dude has created a player of what they wish they would look like.
Listen,
And you know what?
I never do that. I obviously I have to add height, or else the game will probably wouldn't even let me fucking play if I put my real height. But I always do like 5'11", and he looked just like me, a point guard.
I did about 6'1". I did like an Iverson, 6 foot.
I stretch it to 6'2". 6'2" is the tallest I go. I guess I feel like I'm cheating.
Yeah. Like I said, that one year I did the 7 footer just to try it out, but for the most part, it's no more than 6'2". No more than 6'2".
Yeah.
Because we all wish Steve's about 6'1", 6'2". I don't know. Steve's a giant.
6 foot.
Yeah. Steve could claim that. Me and Iron, that's a fantasy.
George too, damn it, George too.
Yeah,
I'm calling them both of y'all. Right?
By that much.
So that's definitely a fantasy. I wish to God I got the 6 foot at least. I took 5'11".
Man, listen. I if I would have been just 6 foot.
Yeah.
Man, she would better tell me nothing.
Right.
Because I think I'm a decent basketball player at 5 whatever.
Yeah, I was pretty decent at 5'6" when I was coming into high school. But then when the point guards are 6 foot 6'2", then
that's when they get crazy.
Right. My that's how St. Raymond's is. Georgia know because they recruit from St. Raymond's.
And we get
But shoot, who got the quote? I got one if nobody has one.
Yeah, go ahead and take it.
Go ahead and take that one this one, man. You got it.
Pretty much what we've been talking about this week, man. It's simple. Non-compliance does not equal death. That's it. That's simple. Don't even really got to expand on it. Non-compliance does not equal death.
Yeah.
Right. So,
like I always say, man, critique the hell out of them. Don't say nothing about me.
Welcome back. we needed this. You know what?
Yeah.
Early I was thinking, okay, it took us a little while to get here, but right on time.
Yeah.
Whatever's going on in the world, this was supposed to happen today.
Yeah.
Man. We needed that event. Get that anger out, laugh a little bit, joke a little bit. Right on time.
Yeah.
Laughter was definitely needed, man. The laughter.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man. Because right now it ain't nothing but stress and then trying to deal with the regular life.
Exactly. Right.
Exactly.
Back to reality.
But yeah, man.
They're bringing the kids back in the building. We got the 6th graders this week. We got the 7th graders next week. And we got the 8th graders the week after that.
Bro, we've been full, like, surprisingly, my job has not. Right, they ain't skipped a beat. I don't know if it's a good thing or if it's a bad thing. Me personally, my class only have 10 people in it, which is cool. They all had their mask on. I obviously have to take mine down because I got to talk.
Mm-hmm.
But it's a lot of people on campus. I'm just gonna say that it's a lot of people on campus.
Imagine, yeah.
We got people moving back in now, and we doing testing, and we'll see what shakes. But it's crazy, yo. Like.
Facts.
Colleges are getting shut down left and right, bro. Like
I'm just waiting. They made it's face to. I have an online class and I got a face to face. The face to face, everything is set up like an online. Like they submit all their work online. It is set up that if we do have to go home, they can still do the class. I turn into a janitor after class. I gotta wipe down everybody's desk. Man, it's a lot. It's a lot.
I could only
y'all stay safe, man.
They appreciate it.
Yeah, appreciate it.
I'm doing my class virtually. The only thing I can say is that they giving them the option to either come back or stay virtual. So I already know 50% of my students, which I only really have like 10 the most in one class. So it's only gonna be 5 at a time. So I can definitely social distance that in the classroom. But again, the challenge would be having the virtual class and a live class at the same time. You know,
we have that. It's called synchronous. I don't know if y'all got the same name for it, but pretty much since they put a cap on how many people are in class, some instructors have that same class and then they have a camera and they have like the same amount of people watch. Luckily, they ain't do that with me because I get camera shot. They ain't do that. They ain't do that with mine, luckily. But so y'all probably doing the same thing.
Yeah.
Man.
Shout out though to all the teachers, educators, counselors, everybody out there across the nation. I understand that some of y'all in some tough spots. My hat's off to y'all, man. Like,
Shout out
to y'all.
Everybody got to stay safe, man.
Bro,
I'll stay safe out there. Do what y'all got to do. It is what it is, but we're gonna make it through. Hopefully, we'll make it.
We'll make it through. We gotta stay positive about everything.
Yeah, we'll make it through.
We'll make it through.
Yeah, it was nice seeing everybody tonight, man. Man.
Yeah, most definitely.
Anybody got anything else?
No, man.
About it. Back to reality.
I'm donating some hair to LeBron if he need it though.
Man,
hey, LeBron my favorite player, but I take that shit first before I get to him. He can pay for it.
I'm waiting the next week to get the retwist. I got the new growth. It look like I got a fro under my dreads.
Yeah, I'm growing my stuff.
Rough, little scruffy, little, you know what I mean?
Hey, I don't have those problems. Yeah, I hope y'all have bad hair days for the rest of the week.
I'm looking forward to. I know the new growth. I know the hang time gonna be ridiculous.
Look at it.
Well, I'm going to the barbershop tomorrow to get this tamed up. That's it.
That's what's up.
As I went to the gym this morning, I'm gonna keep it up, keep going every morning, man.
That's what's up.
I'm gonna try to remember the sweat check in the morning.
That's what's up. And Steve, tell Chris I got her. I know I told her I was gonna put her on. She probably cursing me out or whatever.
I'm
I'm gonna tag her in the sweat checks. I'm gonna start tagging Iron. We need you to go a little more too. Everybody was hyped when they saw you on my page. Oh, shit, Iron's doing that. Yeah, I was sweating too.
Tell them give me till next Tuesday and I got them again.
Right. One day a week.
I mean, I can sweat check my work shirts, but that ain't gonna be like.
Thanks.
But yeah, man, y'all be easy, man. I'm gonna go ahead and check on Maddie.
Next week we right back at it. Let's do it.
Oh yeah, we back.
All right.
Heard you. All right.
Late show.
Yes. Peace, brothers.
Peace.
You say yes.